Caitlin Smedger, and I'm the president of Peer Health Education. Peer Health was recognized as a student organization in 2002 with the goal of assisting the Department of Counseling and Healthcare in creating a healthier UNK campus. The idea of a peer health education group came about after our department conducted research using the American College Health Association National College Health Assessment. In the spring of 2002, students had overwhelmingly indicated that they found health educators to be the most believable source of health information. Since our program began, students have worked with UNK Counseling and Healthcare to analyze ACHA data every 2 years. This helps us as an organization set goals and plan programs that address high-risk behaviors. As well, it helps the counselors and nurses better understand the behaviors and perceptions of students regarding wellness issues. Using ACHA data as a springboard, we have been able to receive grant funding to help address problem areas on campus. Since 2002, we have received funding from Tobacco-Free Nebraska to promote tobacco prevention on campus. In 2006, we received federal funding from SAMHSA to address mental health wellness concerns, after research revealed that nearly across the board, UNK had a higher percentage of students who experienced feelings of sadness, suicide ideation, and suicide attempts. Since 2013, we received multiple grants from the state to address issues of high-risk drinking among UNK students. It has always been the desire of the student leaders involved in peer health to help create a healthier UNK by reducing or eliminating tobacco use on campus. In the summer of 2011, peer educators began the discussion of the possibility of a 100% tobacco-free UNK as they noticed other universities moving in this direction. We believed that such a movement by UNK was very possible and would send a powerful message to others around the state that UNK is a regional leader in the realm of healthy campus living. In the spring of 2012, ACHA data revealed that most students preferred living in a tobacco-free environment, and students reported that they were in favor of a 100% tobacco-free UNK. We have carefully considered the issues that arise with such a movement, as well as its impact on everyone's health and the environment. We encourage you to look through the written proposal, which explains all of this in detail, and write down any questions you may have.
Hello, my name is McKenna Krall, and I am the Secretary of Peer Health Education. Although this movement was piloted by students, it was important to gather information from not only students, but from the faculty and staff as well. We also took a year to research other institutions to see what challenges they faced and how they went about becoming tobacco-free. With the information we found, we learned that we would have to educate faculty, staff, administrators, and student leaders a bit differently compared to the general student body. To execute this, we developed two educational approaches. One that was in-depth for leaders and administrators, including a 24-page booklet, and another addressing the general campus population with brief informational pamphlets. After we created these materials, we launched the campaign in the fall of 2013. The campaign consisted of multiple presentations to classrooms, student groups, and faculty and staff senate. 2 videos were produced and posted on YouTube, one which had information about the movement and the other how students can make a difference. Thousands of print material went out to the resident halls, and hundreds of posters were posted around campus and in the residence halls. After students had been educated, a student vote was conducted in which 2,091 students responded. Additionally, there was an online question and answer forum in which people could anonymously submit questions and receive a response within 24 hours, for which dozens of people made submissions. Our efforts led to media sources from all over the country picking up our story and contacting us to learn more. It is important to point out that in all of our communications, we never deviated from the message that this is an issue of health and wellness. We immediately began to have support from faculty, staff, and students. Both faculty and staff senate passed resolution in support of a 100% tobacco-free campus, but the most profound declaration came from the student body in their vote with overwhelming turnout and support. 1/3 of the entire registered student body voted with a 66% stating that they were in favor of having a tobacco-free campus proposal presented to the Chancellor for a policy to be created at UNK. This was a higher voting turnout than the 2 previous student body elections. The turnout and results, along with the clear evidence of this being the right direction to take, led to Student Senate also passing a resolution in support of a 100% tobacco-free UNK.
Hello, my name is Mariah Philippi, a member of the Peer Health Education Program. While every university approaches tobacco differently, we began to focus on universities that have gone 100% tobacco-free in recent years. It quickly became evident that a 100% tobacco-free campus is the simplest and healthiest option. Such a policy would eliminate confusion regarding the use of any tobacco on campus. But more importantly, such a policy promotes the health and well-being of the entire UNK community, tobacco and non-tobacco users alike. While UNK has an existing tobacco policy, research has shown, not only on our campus, but on others, that a limited tobacco policy is difficult to enforce due to confusion. As well, individuals who would attempt to enforce any limited policy can sometimes feel powerless to do so, as they may feel unsure as to what is allowable. A tobacco-free policy simplifies it all and makes it clear that the use of tobacco is not allowed on campus. Universities create policies to ensure the safety and well-being of all in order to provide the best learning and work environment possible. A standard has already been set here at UNK, and a tobacco-free policy is not unlike other existing policies which are aimed at providing a safe, healthy, and better campus environment.
Hello, my name is Kylie Kissinger, the Vice President of the Peer Health Education Program. Since the start of this movement, we have been asked about the details of how such a policy would look. We have been asked who would be responsible to enforce it and what the consequences of violating this policy are. We cannot make policy, therefore we cannot say with absolute certainty how it will be enforced. Our hope is to provide enough evidence to persuade leadership that will lead to a policy that would make UNK tobacco-free. When looking at our peer institutions in the over 1,100 other universities that have gone tobacco or smoke-free, we know that this is something that can and should be done at UNK. As you will see in Section 3 of the hard copy proposal you were provided, we included policies and examples from other institutions that we could borrow from as to how they enforce such policies. If other universities can do it, we know that we can too. As you will see in Section 2, Part F of the hard copy proposal, it is suggested that a 12-month time frame be put into place in order to properly create, educate, and implement an effective policy. However, with the recent announcement by UNO that their policy will be changing, UNK may want to expedite a move toward a tobacco-free campus, as it was we who first began this pursuit, and we worked with UNO student leaders regarding their policy. The beginning of the fall semester would be an ideal time to begin this new chapter at UNK. Funding to develop educational materials to help the campus prepare and embrace the upcoming changes have been secured, as well as funding to provide some signage around campus that we are a drug, alcohol, tobacco, and gun-free campus.
We know that this issue is important to the UNK community. Students overwhelmingly voted in favor of it, and resolutions were passed by student, faculty, and staff senate. In addition, we know that 70% of our peer institutions have 100% tobacco or smoke-free policies in place, and over 1,100 universities in the U.S. have already moved in this direction. If other universities can do it, we know that UNK can do it too. Progressive things are scary. Once upon a time, education was not valued in the same way that it is today. Now, we would laugh at the idea of a limited education. We think the same thing will happen for tobacco-free in the future. We respectfully ask that the University of Nebraska at Kearney establish a policy for a 100% tobacco-free UNK with a clear implementation date. Thank you for your consideration.